The Los Angeles Rams are out to a fast start and are already out to a 3-0 record after trading for Matthew Stafford in the offseason, and he's already found his favorite receiving target, Cooper Kupp. Kupp has emerged as one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, but before that, he was putting college football on notice at Eastern Washington. But first, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're uploading every day, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Kupp was a force to be reckoned with Eastern Michigan, breaking the FCS record for career receptions and total receiving yards. He was 3-time All-Conference before declaring for the draft after his junior season. Kupp made an immediate impact in the pros, hauling in 62 passes for 869 yards and 5 touchdowns as a rookie, helping the Rams to an NFC West title. His career was off to a great start, but things went south when he suffered a torn ACL in 2018. Before the injury, Kupp was still on pace for a good season, but instead, he had to spend the next offseason rehabbing. Luckily for Kupp and the Rams, he bounced back in a big way, recording over 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. That was just the start of his true rise, following it up with a near 1,000-yard season in 2020 despite having Jared Goff behind center. But now that Matthew Stafford is in town, Kupp is off to a fast start, leading the league with 367 receiving yards in only 3 games. There's no doubt that Kupp is molded into one of the best in the league. But at the draft, scouts weren't swooning over Kupp, but Western Michigan's Corey Davis. Davis set the college football career receiving record during his time at Western Michigan, but his start in the pros was less than desirable after being selected 5th overall. He still hasn't gone for over 1,000 yards in a season, but in his defense, he is currently on the New York Jets. Davis was supposed to turn into the Tennessee Titans' #1 guy, but that obviously didn't happen. Instead, he struggled, and once A.J. Brown took over the top role, Davis was pushed out the door.
See you later, stinky.
The Jets did still reward him with a big $37.5 million deal for 3 years for whatever reason. I'm guessing they decided to reward him for his future production, I guess. He started off really hot, recording 97 yards in week 1, but has fallen off a bit since, as the Jets' struggles have intensified. But the guy 2 picks after Davis has found himself in a great situation in 2021. Mike Williams was a star during his time at Clemson after helping them to a national championship, and a lot of scouts thought he could be the first receiver off the board before landing at number 7 to the Los Angeles Chargers. His start in the pros got off to a really bad start when he suffered a herniated disc that kept him out to start his rookie season. It was a battle for Williams early in his career. He only started 6 games over his first 2 years in the league, but the tide was soon to change. Williams broke out in 2019 and recorded over 1,000 yards. Things looked up for Williams, but his production did drop in 2020 after Phillip Rivers left the Chargers. With Justin Herbert settling in his second year in the league, Williams has seen an increase in targets and is off to a good start to the season. He's averaging nearly 100 yards per game and is coming off of a huge day and a win over the Chiefs. Davis and Williams have managed to turn their careers around, at least somewhat, but that's not necessarily the case for John Ross. The Cincinnati Bengals decided to take Ross, number 9, a decision I'm sure the Bengals really wish they could take back now. He just hasn't lived up to the top 10 hype in the slightest, not coming even remotely close to the 1,000-yard mark in his career. Last season, he had 17 total yards before he landed on injured reserve. Like Davis, Ross hit free agency, but he had the distinction of being a bust that couldn't stay healthy or even catch a football for that matter. The New York Giants decided to give him a 1-year deal, which seems to be paying off really well considering he hasn't even taken a snap yet.
I am in no more. This today is one of the worst days that I've had in a long time.
He'll probably be searching for another job this offseason, or maybe even this season. I'm sure there's practice squads out there that would love to have him. Another wide receiver didn't come off the board until the 37th selection in the 2nd round when the Buffalo Bills took Zay Jones. Jones had a ridiculous senior year at Eastern Carolina, recording over 1,700 yards. Jones didn't get off to a great start in Buffalo, and they gave up on him quickly, shipping him off to the Las Vegas Raiders for a 5th round pick after only a year and a half. He didn't have much of a role in 2020, but things have looked promising to start this season after re-signing on a one-year deal in the offseason. He already had one of the biggest moments of the season, reeling in a 33-yard walk-off touchdown in the Raiders' Week 1 victory over the Ravens. It's early in the season, but Derek Carr has already had some good words to say about Jones.
Last 2 times we've been Monday night, he has 2 touchdowns. I hope everyone in the world roots for Zay Jones because he works harder than anybody on our team.
2 more players went off the board before the Carolina Panthers took Curtis Samuel 40th overall. Samuel was a rushing and receiving threat at Ohio State, winning a national championship during his collegiate career. He had a slow start to his pro career, but is the very definition of improving every season. Samuel went for over 800 yards in 2019, easily the best year of his career. He hit free agency in the offseason before inking a 3-year, $34.5 million deal with the Washington football team. Samuel is off to a tough start in Washington, dealing with a nagging groin injury and spending some time out on the COVID-19 reserve. He's still yet to play in 2021. Samuel has quietly turned into a solid receiver, but everyone knows that Juju Smith-Schuster prefers to go flashy, just like his time at USC. Juju fell to the 62nd pick in the 2nd round where the Pittsburgh Steelers snagged him. Safe to say, it paid off big time early in his career. Playing across Antonio Brown, Juju dominated, but once he rose to the top of the depth chart following Brown's departure, his production has decreased. It's safe to say that Juju benefited from defenses having to pay extra attention to Brown, one of the league's best receivers. But he is still ultra talented nonetheless. When he isn't doing TikTok dances and pissing people off,
Now, I'm really mad.
he's still the Steelers' #1 guy. Hindsight is always 2020, but Cooper Kupp has ended up better than the guys ahead of him. The only one I think there's a real argument for is Juju Smith-Schuster, who has had easily the best lone season of anyone in the class, but has declined quite a bit recently. Kupp has managed to be consistent year in and out, and has recorded over 800 yards in all but one season. There were a handful of studs that were still on the board when the Rams selected Kupp. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers got their future beast wide receiver Chris Godwin later in the round. Then, the Detroit Lions snagged current New York Giants receiver Kenny Golladay 8 picks later. I'd have to take Godwin over Kupp looking back now, but that still leaves Kupp second best in the class. Cooper Kupp has managed to evolve into one of the best wide receivers in the NFL since being selected back at the 2017 NFL Draft. Matthew Stafford only makes Kupp even more dynamic for the Los Angeles Rams. And who knows, maybe the two are connecting for big gains in February. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Click right here to subscribe to the channel, and if you don't want to, or you already do because you're freaking amazing, then click right here to watch another video. Also, check us out on all of our socials, TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter, because it's football season and you know we'll have you covered over there as well. Make sure you tune in again tomorrow for another video, because we're daily uploading now, so you won't have to go a single day without J&D Productions content. Thank you guys for sticking all the way to the end, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
If you could have anyone play you in a movie, who would it be?
Tom Hardy.
Hey, it's me, Tom Hardy, playing Cooper Kupp.